This is the day God has given us. We have to rejoice and praise Him for amazing morning here in the United States, Cambridge, Massachusetts, at Harvard University. Connecting to people we have promised you. Welcome, TJK. TJK shares. One-on-one with TJK. We are honored and blessed to have my sister today. My sister who's done so much work in so many different fields that we'll talk about today, who has balanced so many different careers, but also continue to inspire many people. Our promise on this channel is to bring you transformational people doing transformational work. Welcome and thank you for joining us, Jackie. Please, I don't even know where to start with you. There's so much we need to cover, but we'll cover it in the shortest time we can. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and a brief background on who you are. Welcome.
Thank you, Jackson. It is truly my honor to be here with you today. As we say in Uganda, so I'm truly honored, Jackson. And I'm a PK, first thing. That's how we identify here in Uganda. My father is a preacher of the Anglican Church. He served the church many, many years and retired about 12, 15 years ago. And I'm firstborn of 5 children. So I always carry that firstborn heart and firstborn syndrome. Get into the conversation. Are you born a leader? Are you made a leader? Maybe a bit of both. I love fun and adventure. I am truly a nature girl. I love trees. Trees give me such peace and calming. And so my favorite spots in the world are where I can combine trees and water. And I like to go to them often because I think stillness and meditation are a very big part of who I am, are a very big part of enabling me bring my best when I have to bring it. I love travel. Oh my goodness, there's an auntie of mine who calls me Vasco da Gama because I'm never in one place. So I said, it's okay, I will embrace that name. I am Vasco da Gama. Another friend of mine calls me Tom Sawyer. She says I'm such an adventurist. So interesting names to have. Vasco da Gama, Tom Sawyer. Yeah, and I'm really, I like lightness. I like joy. I like bringing smiles to people. I am such a nurturer. I'm an empath. I think and do from my place of feeling.
Yes.
And that's what drives me. I know that there are these dichotomies. There are head people, there are heart people, and we need all these people because we are not created the same. And each of those things brings strength. Each of those has weaknesses. That is fine. We embrace them and learn and grow. But yeah, in a nutshell, really, that's who I am: an adventurer, a lifeist, a travelist, a child of God, and a sojourner. Really, we're all traveling different journeys. So I am a traveler, and I'm learning to travel light.
Yes, as a writer, but you have not only read, you've written, you've led an organization that is writing books. I want to jump into the leadership. As leaders, we also to read and read every day. You are very passionate about leadership. Tell us about your journey of leadership from that law school at Makerere University to Washington to all these accolades in law, but you've chosen leadership role.
So as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. And I think the older I grow, truly the more I appreciate that statement. But going back to where I began, I think partly when you are a firstborn in an African home, at least, I don't know that there's a way that you can escape leading, because literally you're a co-parent, you are a...
Yep.
There's a friend of mine right now who says she feels like she's carrying the clan because you're a decision maker. You're brought in early to help manage the home. And especially if you lose a key breadwinner, a father, mother at an early age, you even have to step up even more. So
yes,
already I think just being given the platform of being a firstborn and having to help co-manage with my parents to the extent that I could. But I also watched my parents especially focus on raising young leaders in the church. My father was very passionate about teaching because he said, just because you have the title leader doesn't mean you know how to lead. And
Ah,
for me, leadership is a lifelong. To this day, my father, even though he has stopped formally leading, is still reading. Why? Because, like you said, a leader who's not does not read, you're doomed.
yes.
Not only are you yourself doomed, whatever you're leading is doomed. Um, so I watched my parents really commit their life to growing leaders. I
Yes.
went to Gayaza High School where we were encouraged day in and day out to be leaders. And so, yes, I led in the prefect cohort in my year, was able to lead Kennedy House, and we won the cleanliness the whole time that I was a leader. But yeah, these little steps, and again, when we say in our proverbs that you bend a tree when it's young, it's availing young people, young students, opportunities to lead when they are young, and how you mold them to grow into the leaders that they will become when they are older. I think is very important. So, hands up to people like Nyaka and others who are consciously raising leaders from when they are young. Then, of course, when you go into the workplace, you learn your place again. You start at the bottom, but to the extent that you are mentored, to the extent that people walk a journey with you, that's how I am the leader I am today. That I had women, and in our years, it was not formal. It was not as formal now, where there are actually mentorship programs and coaching programs. In our years, it was sort of if you had someone who graciously looked at you and said, I will pour into your life, you were lucky. And so I clung on to those kinds of people who wanted to show me the way, who wanted to open a door, who corrected me.
Yes.
All those are part of what forms who we are as leaders. And I truly, truly, it's all of that, I think, that has enabled me have a heart for leaders, knowing I myself have challenges. And so I know that another CEO, another fellow leader is also struggling. So how do we not struggle each in our corner? How do we collectivize the struggle, learn together, grow together to become better leaders? Because when the leader gets better, the organization gets better. Whatever you're leading gets better.
That's very true. And you and I have our book in the background about leadership. That
Yeah.
one
Oh,
day will come out.
you have reminded me in public.
We
Yes,
were
yes.
supposed
But
to do it before we turned 50. Now here we are getting closer to more years.
to
No, we
60,
got to, yeah. We will get it done. Don't worry. As we
we
could.
will, we will, we will, we will, we will,
You said
Jackson.
something earlier that I want to reemphasize, which at the books you read, you also give them away to others to read. And I took that, I even wrote it down because I read so many books. I've written 7 books, and I have books in Uganda, I have books in Michigan, I have books here in my room at Harvard. I'm going to make it public that I will start giving those books away, because after I read them, definitely there are some that are signed to me, autographed, that my children will want to see one time. But we are privileged, and the privilege of being able to buy a book. Books are expensive, like you said. We have a Nyaka library in the villages of Uganda, but I think we need a space in Kampala also where we can put books, and our reading groups, which we are part of, can actually go have a repository, get a book, put it back, somebody else can. So this, I'm going to take on that challenge. We have other challenges. We are in it together, working every day, running and doing many things, but we have limited time, so we are going to continue and talk a little bit about balance, family and balance. You have raised 2 terrific, outstanding young men, of which I had the pleasure to know as they were born. I've continued to watch them grow. Please spare some time and talk to young parents right now, men and women. How do you go about that balance of raising children while also continuing to lead and continuing to work full time and provide? Just quick advice. Now you are in your heart of advising people how you've done it, because it is done differently for different people. Hillary Clinton did it differently. I have done it differently. Just a quick advice on how you as a person have balanced that equation?
So Jackson, apparently the term these days is no longer balance, because I think people chased this thing that seemed unattainable. Now the word used is life-work integration.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new term, life-work integration. Take it off.
And the way I explain that, because balance assumes that they and it will never be, right? If we think of a scale and balancing the scale. And part of the reason it will never be, Jackson, is that life is made of seasons.
Yes.
I'm 53-year-old with adult children living on my own. Of course, I have all the time to myself in the world. And if I speak, like you said, to a young parent who is grappling with a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a toddler, and an infant, right? That will that be for them? So I think it's understanding that life comes in seasons. So what does balance or integration look like for you in this season? It will be very different in 5 months to come, in 5 years to come. So I feel like we should stop pressurizing people to balance. I think sometimes that word even comes with judgment. If you're all over the place, see, you're not even balanced, right? And you add judgment and guilt and shame over a thing people are struggling with. So I think it's the grace to know that life is seasons. There's a season of Jackson as a young father, or a season of Jackson as a bachelor before he became a young father. There's a season of Jackson, a young father who is also starting a young organization. Like what you're balancing at any one time or trying to integrate is so unique to you that even when we are the same age, we are balanced. We have different things we're trying to integrate. So think more of it of what works for me in this season. What should I add? What should I drop for me?
Yes.
And that's boundaries. That speaks to, as Oprah says, no is a full sentence. So know when to use your full sentence and say, in this season, in order to integrate, no.
I
So
like it.
It's finding your yeses and your nos in order to integrate your life as best suits you in the season that you're in.
We will have to do another one. It's another segment of 30 minutes because we can spend the whole time on this integration and seasons. And you, for a minute, put on your leading and teaching hat. Because if we could all have compassion for each other and understand that we are dealing with seasons, we would know that if Jack is not responding to my WhatsApps for a month, instead of saying, what did I do to Jackie that she can't respond, we would know she must be in a different season right now. Maybe the flowers are blooming and she's busy. The bees are busy taking the pollen. I like it. Another one will come soon.